My name's Benedicte and you're watching the Christian Chickz YouTube channel. This is our last part of our 5-part summer series. This is part 5. Just a recap of the ones before. The first one was talking about dressing, like how to make sure that you dress accordingly to who you are during summer. The second one was the importance of prayer and how to keep that in mind when we've got so much time so much free time. The third one was about money management, how to manage your money wisely in a time when there's everything to spend it on. The one we just did was about what we eat, basically, the spiritual food that we feed ourselves. And this one is going to be about friends, about friendship. And I kind of chose to speak about this because summer's a time when you're off from college or uni or school or whatever, and all your friends are around you and you're always meeting up with your friends, and also you're making new friends as well. But what's important to remember is, as much as friendship can be an exciting thing, which a beautiful thing, sometimes it can be destructive if you don't have the right ones. And so what would you do? What we need to remember is to base our friendship in biblical terms, basically. For example, Proverbs 13:20 tells us someone who walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. So it's so important to make sure that if you're walking with people who are on the same page as you. Someone gave me a really good quote one time: friendship's like gravity. You either pull each other down or you push each other up. Like 1 Corinthians tells us, let's not deceive ourselves. Bad company corrupts good morals. And my mum used to always say that to me, but as I'm getting older and you just experience things, you realise that it actually does. If your friends are not enriching you, if you're not growing with your friends, what are they there for? I mean, obviously as friends, we use our girlfriends for shopping, trying on clothes, different makeups, talking about boys, anything, talking about EastEnders, literally everything. But at the same time, that's the kind of friend that you need for when you're in trouble. Is she there? When you're down, when you don't have, are they loving at all time? Once you've selected these good friends, the Bible also teaches us on how to treat them. The Bible tells us, treat your friends with brotherly affection and always outdo yourselves in honor, like honoring your friends. And I know, my best friend, she's absolutely amazing. I absolutely love her to bits, but sometimes, because your friend is so amazing or so good, sometimes we forget to appreciate our friends, and we might be appreciating the wrong people, or your friends that have always been there by you for thick and thin. You're kind of more focused on other things, and sometimes what we need to remember as well is not to take our friendships for granted. Our friendships are God-given, and when they're God-given, and when they're done in the right way, they can actually be, your friendships sometimes, like the Bible says, some of your friends are more loyal than your brothers, and that's really profound. Like, when I read that, I was like, wow, I was actually taken aback. That's why some of my friends, I call them like my sisters, because we're almost like, do you know what I mean, we're actually sisters, and that's the kind of friends that you need to keep. But what's also really important to remember as well is that some friends come as disguised as enemies. And the Bible, book of Proverbs, that's actually just like an amazing book, and in the Bible that just warns you about the type of people that come into your life. There are some friends that disguise themselves as friends, but they harbour negative feelings towards your hunger, or harbour hatred towards your jealousy. And that's the kind of friends that we need to be careful from, because believe it or not, everyone has them, and it's up to you to discern. And I remember I was asking God, to help me discern who's fake and who's real. Remember, friendships are not just there for fun. They need to be edifying. They need to be there for growth. They need to be there, so that for strength as well. So as females as well, sometimes we can be a little bit naive. Sometimes we can be a bit, I'll allow her because she did this to me, or she bought me this. Obviously, we don't, as Christians, we don't shut people out, but we realise that there's some people that we need to keep at arm's length. On that note, I know there's most of us that have been betrayed by a friend, or a friend has let us down, and we almost feel like, do you know what, I don't need friends, I'm riding solo, it's just me, myself and I. But what we need to remember, as Proverbs 27 tells us, is iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. It's like true friendship is more precious than anything you can ever find on earth. The message that I really wanted to remind all of us is, make sure that we choose our friends wisely, making sure to treat our friends properly, making sure of the different kind of friends that come in, our so-called friends that pretend to love us, and also knowing that with friends we achieve much more. Two heads are better than one. But I'm going to leave you on this note. John 15:13 said Jesus is the best friend ever. So apart from all these friends that we have, these girlfriends have, remember the true confider, the true friend, the best friend they could possibly ever have is Jesus. Thank you so much for listening, guys. Thank you for tuning to. Thank you for our fans supporting us for our 5-part summer series. It's been really interesting. I've loved every single minute of it. We've loved it all. We've loved the feedback. We've loved answering questions, and there's been so many questions. So what we're gonna actually do, we're gonna do an about us video as well. So if you've got any questions, random questions like what do you do, where do you live, or whatever, email us your questions, and we will release a video that's literally us gonna answer any questions about yourselves and just kind of basically doing about me. Follow us on Twitter. We've got a Twitter competition coming up, and that is going to be up next week, so make sure you follow us on Twitter. That's at Christian Chickz, and you've got a chance to win makeup, goodies, perfume, accessories, and all other bits and bobs. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone. Watch out for our next 5-part series. It's not going to be about summer. It's going to be about another topic, but I'll leave you in suspense about that one. But God bless you all. Thank you for watching.